And I just realized I was muted. All right, so now I'm unmuted. Testing, testing. Yep. So MGOL, you got 200 shares swinging. Okay, okay. Oh yeah, so you bought around like $1 or something, or lower actually. Nice swing. I also entered a swing yesterday as well. That I was telling you in the Discord, the AGNC. Um, let's jump over here to the charts. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and yeah, let's just look at the swings. MGOL. Looking at this daily chart, had a nice little beat down. Came in here. What is this? Had a pop up yesterday to 125s is where it closed, and now it's trading at the 166s. And this is kind of what I do. If I don't see my setup, I don't give up on the market or anything. I just look for other opportunities that are meeting the criteria that I've kind of been watching for. And so MGOL, definitely a powerful swing there. I don't actually know what the company does. Let's go and kind of look through what these companies do real quick. All I know is it's got people interested, and it went up a whole lot during pre-market, all the way to 250. I think this was a really low float too. MGOL Global operates as a lifestyle brand portfolio company. The company is involved in fashion design, brand development, and management sourcing and manufacturing, licensing, IP protection, corporate finance, consumer engagement and experience, e-commerce and retail sales and marketing activities related to the Messy brand. Okay. It was founded in 2018 and is headquartered in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. All right, all right. I'm sure it is a low float, super low float, actually. Let's see. Stats float is 6.41 million. Exactly. Very low float. All right, and let's also check out these other ones we got on task today. BZFD. BZFD. Good morning, Lori Lee. And then let's go to profile on BZFD. This one, BuzzFeed Inc., a digital media company, distributes content across owned and operated as well as third-party platforms. So this is BuzzFeed, and I don't see when it was started, but it is headquartered in New York, New York. Let's look at the float on BuzzFeed here. Float looking at about 15.34 million according to Yahoo. Of course, they could be different on the other ones. We also have another one coming up, which is SYTA. SYTA. Sayata Mobile. Now it is up 80 something percent. It looks like it wants to take the top spot as a percentage gainer, but as volume, it's only got 7 million in the volume. But it just took the top. It's up 82%. So let's see what they're talking about. Sayata Mobile develops and provides cellular-based communication platform. It develops, markets, and sells rugged handheld push-to-talk over cellular smartphone devices for first responders, construction workers, security guards, government agencies, utilities, transportation, and waste management, amusement parks, and mobile workers in various industries. Okay, so pretty much emergency type work. Let's see. So they service people in the United States, Canada, Europe, Australia, the Middle East, and internationally. The company is headquartered in Montreal, Canada. Canada. Okay. So it is up 80 something percent, and now it's bounced down a little bit. But we'll be watching all of these. Jumping over here to the scans that I'm actually looking at. These are the below $5 ones that it looks like all of the action is. Above $5, the highest we see is PDD with 6% up. So that is not in competition with anything down here. So I'm thinking this is going to be a cheaper price day to be on the move. Let's go ahead and review the trade from yesterday that I took on LR MR. So let me jump over here. Man, I got some real slippage on LR MR yesterday that I really didn't realize until I went back and looked at it. I was like, wait a minute, this isn't right. But first of all, let's look at the chart here. LR MR. And let's go over here to the larger time frame. So this is the stock that I took a swing on. Not a swing, but I took a day trade on yesterday. And I really expected it to break that 850 and kind of get volatile up there. It was a higher float. It had a little bit of abnormal relative volume, which is why I kind of liked it for an explosion. And then it wasn't really on some strong, like, recent catalyst. It has some continuation catalyst, right? And so I saw that it had recently done a little bit of a run up, and I was wondering if it wanted to grind through that 850. And that 850, man, me and Donnell, we sit there and watch that 850. That 850 was like a rock on the chart. It could not break it. But anyway, looking at the daily chart from yesterday, you can see how it closed, tested both ATR highs and lows, and just formed a nice indecision candle. And what I was looking for was the play, you know, the ATR break and hold, right? And so that's what I saw. What got me interested at first was I saw it playing around this $8. Now it does have a smaller ATR. It has an ATR of 57 cents and came down to 7.75s. But I just kind of stopped taking these types that were off of the ATR low, even though it would have worked out. Bounced from 780 all the way up here to 840. I said, okay, first I want to see it hold the 8. Start holding the 8, and it started going up here, and it actually broke here, and I was like, okay, dope. I think I'm interested. And so my first trade I actually took on this candle at 828 is when I got in, right before it started breaking that level, looking for it to go higher. What stopped me out was this candle right here, though. This candle right here just was like, I'm not going to hold through that. You don't have much volume. And then the range above this, like I said, it was a higher float. It was like 31 million in the float or whatnot with some continuation news. So it was kind of weaker. The range here, 836 up to 868. Now, my size, let me go over here to my journal. So over here, I popped in with 965 shares at an average entry price of $8.29, and I was like, okay, let's get going. And I didn't even realize how much slippage I got here. So I actually, I'll show y'all the other thing too. So I entered looking for that break of 850. Now, mind you, on 965 shares, or actually with the ATR, that's how I was calculating the trailing stop. So it was 57 cents. I wanted to do a trailing stop 25% of the 57. So I would be moving my trailing stop every 14 cents. I entered at 8.28. And so plus 14. First stop. Oh my gosh. That's the wrong thing. 8.28 plus 0.14. So the first stop would be at 842. Now me, I didn't want to put it exactly at 842. I actually ended up putting it at 839, right under the 840s. I said, okay, if it breaks down to 840s, I'd just be out. And so with that should have been, what is that? 828 up to 839. It's like 10 cents or whatnot. And so what that should have been was, 0.10. That's 96 bucks or something like that. Now this thing continued to go up though while I was in it. It went up to like the 45s. So, 45 minus 28. That's 17 cents, right? So 17 cents times that 965 is 164 bucks. The problem was when it did come down, it slipped me. It slipped me hard, like from where my stop was to where it was actually starting to go down. I had my stop placed at the 39 and it slipped me all the way to the 31. And I was like, okay, that was some hard slippage, but at least I didn't go red on the slippage because I was moving it up consistently. So here was what the profit looked like. So profit started at 0, went up 69 bucks, came down 30 something bucks, went up 67, went all the way up to 155, went up to 204. And at this point, I was like, okay, well, I got $204. Now, I guess the thing that I was thinking about was what was the worst thing that could happen on the day. My worst case scenario was breaking down 8. If it dove all the way back to 8, I would have been crying. Not really crying, but you know. So basically, these are my stop losses. The worst that could happen on the day was 278 bucks. Now, my max loss on each day is 500 bucks, so that means I wouldn't hit max loss even if it did dive down to 8. The next stop was 825, and then the next one was when I got up to break even that 828 level. The targets that I wanted though, the first one was at plus 14 at 842. The second one I was looking for was the break of 850. That would have been 204, and it just 850 just really ran it down. And then the next one, plus another 14 would have been 856, which would have been $262. But I got stopped. I got stopped with green, so I was like, oh well. You know, things didn't go exactly how I wanted them to. I thought, hey, if this thing can break 850, can we see 875? Can we see 9? But you know, things went sideways, and not really sideways. The plan was working. I did follow the first part of the plan, which is to get a hard stop at break even, no matter what. So if it goes down, I can just be like, hey, cool. If it does slip, you know, 7-8 cents, you know, that'll be maybe 90 bucks. But once I get the break even, start following that trailing stop based on that ATR. The other trade that I took yesterday was AGNC. AGNC here. And I've been watching this thing for quite a while. I've been waiting. It came up here towards the 10 bucks. And it does pay a dividend. That's why I'm swinging it. Most of the swings that I take pay dividends, so I get paid to wait. This one pays a monthly dividend, but I'm looking for it to break over 10. Right now, I'm using the ATR lows as an out. So down here, later on today or after today, I'll move my stop up. Right now, my current stop is at 8. I mean, not 8, 975 down here. So quite a bit of room. But at 975, I will lose $25. I have 200. Actually, I'm in the wrong account. So right now, as long as it holds up here, I got 200 shares, average price at 987. And so my stop right here is 25 bucks down here on the breakdown of this 70 level. As long as it holds and continues to go higher, I'll be able to move my stop up with the next day's ATRs. But if it breaks 10, hey, I'm going to be looking nice, and we'll see. We'll just see. With my entry, I saw this thing coming up. It held and concreted, like cemented above the 980s. And it was above the ATR, and I was thinking, okay, this thing is bullish. So it came up here, and I was like, well, I missed this move, but I don't think I missed the whole move. So got in here, 988, looking for it to hold up that 975. $25 worth of risk for, you know, above 10, basically. All right, so today, those are my trades for this week. I'm green on the week. I mean, the most that I can lose on the week is 24 bucks, 25 bucks. And I made 20 something on the day trade. So that covers any loss that I may take on AGNC if it doesn't work out. But that's going to be a swinger I'm going to be holding for a little bit in my other account. Let's go back over here to day trade. And let's jump over here to the scans real quick. So I can go ahead and clear LMR that off. So we have SYTA, we have BuzzFeed, we have MGOL, and those are pretty much the hottest stocks that I see right now. Let's see, anything else that's positive? Slightly more positive than normal. Not really. All right, so we'll watch these four. We'll watch these four. SYTA did go back down a little bit. It was at 80%. BuzzFeed and all these as well. So let's see what happens. All of these are low floats. I guess I could go and check the actual float on them. I don't know if I actually checked all of them and cross-checked them as well. But SYTA is the one that's closest to breaking 5. And it'll probably give the best range. Has the ATR of 50 cents on SYTA. And all of the other BuzzFeed has ATR of 23 cents, and MGOL and BNED both have around 12 cents in their ATR. That doesn't mean that's their pre-market ATR. So that doesn't mean it's not going to recalculate for the actual day and calculate in that big gap that they had. They're up 20 something cent, 20 to 90% on those two. So that may recalculate to something even higher than 12 cents. All right. Anyway, let's go over to FinViz. SYTA. And actually, before we do that, let's go look at some catalysts. If they don't have catalysts, I don't want to waste time looking at all of this stuff. Let's go to BuzzFeed first. Let's switch over to BNED. BNED is the top mover for the right now, 88% up. Barnes and Noble Education. All right, Barnes & Noble Education announces effectiveness of registration statement relating to 45 million rights offering for common stock and commencement of rights offering. That news came on May 15th. So that's a little bit of continuation news. And then previous news was on April 16th. So not a lot of news from month to month on Barnes & Noble. Let's check out SYTA. Let's see who has the best news on the day. Sayat to Mobile press releases. 2 hours ago, Sayata Mobile expands SD7 rollout at Baja Mar Resort. And it also has news. So this is really recent news. Rolling out of the resort, introduces first of its kind AI deep learning PTT device. Mobile reports significant 30% year over year. So this one has a little bit more recent action than BNED. Let's look at BuzzFeed as well. EZFD. King Hargrave. Yep. I'm looking at them all. Yep. BuzzFeed 5 days ago, bullish about future of the company, redefines compensation model to drive value creation. BuzzFeed Inc. first quarter 2024 financial results in line with March outlook. BuzzFeed Inc. announces 1-for-4 reverse stock split. Did they already do it, or when is that supposed to be? Will be effective at. Okay, so they already did their stock split. Okay. So right now, the most current news is on SYTA and BuzzFeed. Let's go to MGOL. MGOL. We got about 10 minutes until the bell. 1 day ago announced its first quarter 2024 results. MG. So this previous news was April 3rd. That's quite a bit of ways away. Let's look into these results. Total revenues climbed 1,385%. So from to 670,000 from 45,000 due primarily to the timing of the launch of the company's stand flagpole line of products, which did not occur until mid-March 2023. Okay, and this is Leo Messi's management. Net loss from continuing operations. So 1,800,000, a 69% increase over net loss of this. Oh yeah, wow. So they did lose a little bit more net loss. Net income from discontinued operations rose. So income rose. Overall net income totaled blah, blah, blah. So they're talking a little bit of numbers there. So they have a little bit more recent news as well. So let's just focus on the ones with a little bit more recent news. We got BuzzFeed, BNet. I'm not too into. I mean, maybe if it pops back up, but I just the news is kind of not so recent. And then MGOL. So we got three pretty much that we can watch to see what they want to do. And I'll keep these. These are the below $5 movers that are up here. Not just below $5, but they need an ATR of at least 10 cents because we don't want to be trading things that are only going to be paying out 3 cents on a minimal take, right? We want to get paid a little bit more. Now, there may be something cheaper that is out there, but it's not going to give the range. So we kind of want to get paid on these. As far as things that are above 5, still PDD with the leading percent gain, which is 5%, which isn't impressive at all. And then as far as the droppers, LFST down 18% and GCT down 14%. So cool. We got about 7 minutes to the bell. We'll jump back over the main screen and we will circle back. CGC is one that I was saying that I want to see hold the $10. It has earnings coming out in 8 days on May 30th. I was thinking, do I want to play this one as a swing? I may play it small. It's been holding the 10 like I was wanting it to coming into these earnings. But I just really don't want to catch a falling knife. You know, it opens up and maybe their sales or something is down and it goes down quite a bit. So that's why I want to kind of play it small. But the big reason that I was trying to play it to the upside is because of the recent changes that are being instituted. Biden was like, hey, we're going to move cannabis from a level 1 to a level 3 drug. It's going to not be classified as something that'll kill you, but something that can actually be medically usable, be able to treat things, handle some psychiatric illnesses, some, other illnesses that you have. So I don't know. I was kind of bullish on that news, just knowing that was played on millions of TVs. Him saying that, I don't know. But if I don't take it, oh well, I mean, it's just one of those things I'm kind of on the fence about. Other than that, we did have, what was that other one that was up crazy? GTBP. I did not touch this one at all on any of these runs. Came up. It really didn't have strong news, but it was super low float. Jumped from $8 all the way up to 15 and dropped from 15 all the way back down to $7 and just continued to go down. I wasn't touching that. I just didn't feel in my soul that I needed to get baptized like that. Now, I didn't know that baptism was coming, but I just stayed away. I'll take my little trade, little trade that I can actually control the risk on. Because if I did trade this and, on either one of these, it just would not have worked out well for me. Another one that was up was BRLS, I believe. Let's go bring you up to speed here. So that one was moving up yesterday. Did not touch that one either. It's down 17% today. Back to 590 after going to 10. Didn't like that one either. Had a super low volume on it and not a whole lot of relative, or not relative volume, not a whole lot of recent catalysts. FLJ was 97 cents. It went back down. It's down 14 cents today. BNed heading on down. Nope. Clearing all of these out of here. Mat was going off at the beginning of the day and then just kind of faded throughout the day. So now we're left with AGNC. I really, really want this thing to get it past 10. But we got about 3 minutes to the bell. I'm going to clear this one off to LR. So now the only things on my watch or on my continuation is CGC and AGNC. And then I got these three that I'm going to be watching out: the Open, SYTA, BuzzFeed, and MGOL. If anything else pops up, we'll be watching. We'll be watching and seeing what gets dangerous. King Hargrave called out all of the ones that I talked about plus SPWR. Sun Power Corp. Oh wow. Yeah. Yep, that is. Let's see. What's going on over here? Sun Power. Did I spell it wrong? I think I typed it wrong. SPWR. Okay. SWR. There we go. Okay, so it's up 19%. 3 million shares traded. Still in harsh competition. Hasn't made it on the leaderboard on this lower than 5 because it doesn't have enough volume. It's got 3 million. It's got to at least get over SYTA. SYTA is the closest one that it may be able to run past, but yeah, that's why I'm not seeing it. A little bit lower volume. Oh, it's looks like a higher float too. 175 outstanding shares. Let's look at those outstanding shares real quick. We got about 1 minute left. I'm gonna pop over here real quick. SPWR. Sun Power Corporation. Press releases. Sun Power adds Tesla Powerwall to its portfolio. Okay, well, anybody can do that. I can add Tesla Powerwall to my portfolio. Sun Power receives notification of deficiency. So they got some good news covering some bad news. They got a deficiency from the NASDAQ related to delayed filing of quarterly report. Okay, let's go and look at this actual float. SPWR, Sun Power. Float of 45.09 million shares outstanding is a little bit higher. Maybe a little bit of a chop factory. Maybe a little bit of the reason why it's not just ramping up. Let's go and look at the larger time frame. We got about 15 seconds. So monthly chart, nice beat down chart. It does have looks like a previous history of giving back a lot. So you got to be quick a little bit on this one. This is a weekly chart. Then on the daily chart, we can see how it dumped back down on that day. So let's get ready to watch this thing. 8:30. Everything opening up. We'll start with SYTA, which is our leading gapper, still up 60%. It has a ATR on the 15 minute of 420 up here that is coming and checking it back in. ATR low of 359. And we'll jump around and see what happens. Now, it's almost to 10 million shares traded. It does have 65 times the normal volume on it on SYTA. It is a very low float popping up there. Let's cycle through to BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed jumping up here to this ATR high at 416, getting above it. So that's a check up to the ATR high, and we'll see how it does, up 60-something% as well. MGOL still in consolidation, not really testing either side just yet, heavy. SPRWR down towards the ATR low, which we're thinking if it stays under here, it's going to be looking like a fader. It may come back, but the best case scenario is that it pops back up to the 315s, but it does look like it's a little bit bearish there. Let's jump back over to SYTA. Still hovering right around that ATR high level. Let me actually mark the daily highs so we'll know where those are. So the daily on this one is at 451, 450-ish level. Right there. And let's go ahead and put ATR high up there on the daily. We'll change that to green. Save that. So that's the ATR high on the daily. Right now it's struggling with the 15 minutes. So it's got to pass the 15 minute before it can get to the daily. It's throwing a little bit. And so when it's throwing up here, it's crossing the 15, the hour, the 4 hour. and throwing a wick right up there to that daily. So we'll see what kind of resistance is there. Let's mark the low. It's well away from the low though. The low is 328 on the daily, and now it's breaking out of the daily high, the daily ATR high. Let's see how much resistance is up here. 440 up 80% is our leading gapper right now with 11 million shares traded. 84 times. Last time we looked, it was 60 something times the normal volume. Now it's 80 times the normal volume. BuzzFeed going on down. MGOL back under 10%. So not even any life down there. We're gonna take that off, clean it off. So now we're watching 3 of them. SPRW did pop up there really quick, but was not able to hold over the ATR high. BuzzFeed, again, some resistance there. And SYTA looks like it's going to be, if it holds up here, as long as it's above the ATRs, I'm like, man, this thing is bullish until it's not. Trust it until you can't, right? But 450 is a $0.50 level that is holding there. Not really seeing any others try to get active here. So now forming this 15-minute ATR as kind of a support at 425. So right now 426 level is holding above. We'll see if it continues that and tries to get back above this daily. So really a 25-cent zone in here that is trading within. BuzzFeed, what you got going? Still trading around the $4, not trading out, so it's still consolidation right there. SPWR going down, tested both ways big, the down and the upside. So don't know how confident people are going to be with that big indecision, and don't know how that candle is going to close. So SYTA looks the best out of the first, what is this, 5 minutes? Yeah, 5 minutes of the day. We'll see how it works after this first 5 minutes. Going back up there, challenging again at that 450. Man, yesterday, man, I tell you what, the resistance that I faced at that 850 was sick. And this thing is just passing it, but it's got that low float. It's got that ability, and it's got high relative volume. 100 times the normal volume now. 15 million shares traded. Right at that. And now getting past this. So is it going to make 450 its new support? Looking like it. Holding above that 450 for a couple of cents. Okay. 60s. Getting some pops there. It's looking like it's about to, yeah. Popping up off of that 50. Can it hold that 50 though? And at this point, it's really you just got to use previous levels to see where the next level of resistance is, because it's above the ATR. So you got to start using obvious resistance levels up here. The next one, 508, is where it's looking like, and I can show you that over here on the monthly chart. We got 530s out here, and then like 508s down here. So we'll see how it handles those from the monthly. Pretty much the same look on the other ones as well, but it's trying to get over 5. All right, 450s still holding. 450 small break. Ooh, all the way under the ATR though. You need to hold that up. So this is a 15 minutes. So that's a little bit of weakness coming into consolidations. It needs to hold that up. Get back above 427s. BuzzFeed still kind of sitting still at $4. SPWR, big downward movement, not even up 10%. If we look over here on the scans, still SYTA leading. We do have some other movers coming up here. BE, VIPs. I don't know if y'all are interested in some of the higher stuff, but those are the things that are leading the day above $5. But they're not up a lot. They're not gappers, but they're also not small cap. Or this one's almost a small cap. They're also not small caps. MGOL testing, but I don't like this descending pattern. This little kind of grinding way down. I don't really like that. It may do a pop up, but I think it's going to continue. That's kind of a strong grind downwards. Okay, let's jump back over to SYTA. Was not able to hold up that ATR. None of them. Not the 1 hour, not the daily, not anything. And all the way back down here into consolidation. All right, BuzzFeed is now above the ATR. I should have marked there. I didn't go through and mark all of these. Let me mark it real quick. So this is their ATR high on the daily, which is 420. I just put 425, man. 425. We'll put green up there. Okay, ATR 425 rounded. And this one is the ATR low on the daily. But it is holding up out of this daily now. Will it be able to hold this 425 level and stay up? SPWR, I'm taking that one off. So pretty much just watching BuzzFeed and SYTA. MGOL gave back the ghost. Like I said, I really didn't like that setup it had there. But the top two right now is BuzzFeed. Oh, BuzzFeed ripping out of there above that ATR. So trust it until you can't, right? Let's see how it holds this 425. And this is the kind of movement that I look for. I look for the ATR break and hold. Start forming this thing as a nice level of support. The other thing is, what's the worst case scenario? It is another question I ask myself. How bad will I let this get? And at this point, let's say if it's 425 at the ATR, I'll be risking the $4. I'll be risking that next whole dollar level. So there'll be what, a 25-cent rip down, and I take 1,000 shares. So 25 cents on 1,000 shares, about 250, which is still within my max loss range, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll play it, let it play. And at that point, I kind of take some of the sweat off of my brow, looking for these ATRs to hold. And if it doesn't, if it breaks down that whole dollar level, now, if it's moving dollars, $2, $3 in the ATR, then I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I need to tighten it up a little bit because this thing can get wild, you know. And I'll just get back in. SYTA not looking so hot now. So BuzzFeed is looking the best on the day, up 74%. Still holding what it's got up there. And so I'm not really just buying highs. I'm buying these levels that serve as strong supports strong supports and resistances on the daily, right? So if it breaks, cool. I'll give you a rundown of 25 cents to play back in here. But, you come too far down in here, I'm going to stop out with the minimal loss. CGC, wow, diving down there. Man, I hope AGNC doesn't do that. They're diving, man, before this. So they're well below 10. I wonder, is this a liquidity grab before the earnings, though? Maybe. Because previously it came down here to a bottom of 969. It's at 985 right now, and we are 8 days away from its earnings. Interesting. I'll continue watching it. Keep it on watch. Back over here to BuzzFeed, still holding up that 425. These first 15 minutes have about 3 minutes left to close these candles. SYTA giving up the ghost all the way down to the ATR lows. I'm gonna take that one off. Not interested anymore. BuzzFeed getting slapped under the ATR as well. Now, in my statistics, this is one of the things that made me not want to do under $5. All of these that we've been looking at are under 5. These slap downs, just I lost so much money on just slap downs. Once they get over 5, they kind of hold better. They're a little bit more stable. You know, the prop firms are in there. Maybe some institutions that really want to, you know, play around will play there. But down here, those slap downs are crazy. All right, SP. Oh my goodness, SPWR just gave its soul out. So gave out the ATR low, and look how it dumped. Had a high up here. Think about buying up here and getting slapped down. Wow. MGOL still looking trash. SYTA, you said you entered at 382, exited at 418 for Donnell. Nice, nice. Got a nice little rip out of there before it gave up the ghost. We're coming to the end of these 15-minute candles, and we'll see what actually wants to hold. BNED popping up. BNED, cheaper stock, $1.11 up here above the ATR highs. It is the only one that is up right now. It's up 111% on BNED. 57 million shares traded. Coming into the close, is it halting? Nope. Okay, so where's its ATR high? ATR high was at the 109. ATR low is at the 77 cents on the daily. Let me mark that up and see how it holds. Everything else has failed today. So let's see ATR high on the daily. And that's why it's so hard to get into the right stock, especially when they don't have really strong catalysts. It's like, which one is going to hold up? Which one is going to be that bullish one? If you would have traded a little bit earlier, you may have lost because it wasn't enough observation time. But at this point, BNET is the only one up 120%. And I'll make that a green line. Bang. Okay, so that is this daily ATR right there. And then on the low ATR low, it does have a, what does it got? It's got a ATR of 15 cents, 15 cent ATR. All right, so that is the daily low down here. So daily high, daily low is challenging, and hopefully it forms some type of support here. Now, how would I calculate the ATR trailing stop? Well, I would be like, okay, well, it's 15 cents in the ATR. Multiply that by 25. I want to get at least a quarter of the ATR. So that would be 3 cents. So I'll be moving my stop every 3 cents, which would be exhausting. From here, 106, but this hasn't closed yet. Usually I wait the first 30 minutes to make sure they can hold an ATR. And so 106, if it came back and tested this 105-ish level, my stop would be there'll be some tight stops. 105 up to 108, 108 up to 111, 111 up to, there'll be some tight stops, 3 cents per trailing stop movement. But when I got, $1 in the ATR, it makes more sense to do it, and it's less exhaustive. You got $1 in the ATR, you're looking for a 25-cent move on every increment up. BuzzFeed, what you got? BuzzFeed is coming back to the ATR highs again, still has not broken it again, showing a little bit of resistance again at the ATR. As far as what is on the higher price level, higher float, higher market cap, we're seeing Bloom Energy moving up, a big explosion out of here, 1541 all the way up here. It's only up 11%, but this move was $1.50-ish. I don't know, dollar something. My math is off. And then we got PDD, which dove down, formed an indecision, and is coming back up to the ATR high, but hasn't broken it yet. VIPS, 17 bucks, up 4%. Shopify making a move up. And then below that, nothing really exciting over here. So pretty much these four is what I was looking at over here. But we still got these 5 lower ones that are giving them a run for their money. All right, MGOL doing nothing. BuzzFeed, again, finding resistance up there. Invex just popped in as a higher mover. This one moved 85 cents up. Has not done any pullbacks. Man, look at this. Look at this monthly chart. Gee whiz. Beat down, and then look at this big month. Moving from $4, grinding up. $5 all the way to 15 on Invex. I don't know what the news is on this one, but it's got to be pretty hot to be continuing to move it like that. All right, BuzzFeed. When is this thing going to unhalt? BNED 44, so it should be 49.29 on BNED. And everything else kind of falling off. Yeah, SYTA, all of them looking sick. Best case scenario for SPWR as it comes back up here to 311 and then continues to fade. MGOL, no. All right, 49. There's the open well over this next level of the 119s. Now those must be some old price levels that I had in there. I guess so. Well, that's an old price level. Still holding up, coming back and tapping the ATR. 109, will it hold that ATR up? A little bit of bounce. Let's see if it just holds there. Oh, it's halted down right at the ATR high. Okay. So back below that, it's going to be entering into consolidation. All right, BuzzFeed showing some popping around this again, but in consolidation is what it looks like to me. BE continues to push up 12% now. It's the only thing up 10% at least on the day. Trying to show that it wants to get back over the ATR 419 level. That's the 15-minute that it's struggling with. I don't really like seeing stocks struggle with the 15-minute because it's got bigger work to do to get back to the daily. Like 15 minutes should be nothing. And there it is. Will it show us red below 410s? Yep, there's a little bit of red. Drop spot looking like $4. So it drops through $4. And now that is actually the controls point as well. So if we see volume trading below the point of control, it's a high likelihood that thing is going to be going down. And then above the point of control, if we continue to see action up here, then, you know, high likelihood is going to be going up. Anyway, it's kind of just grinding there. Let's go back to BNED. When is this thing going to be opening up? Halted at 950.05. Should be unhalting at 955.05. Let me go back and look at my AGNC play here. So it did form a higher ATR channel in here, holding up these levels, looking for it to go ahead and get up to the 990s for that swing. CG, whatever, is trying to get back over 10s, but it is under the ATR low, so still hasn't proven that it can be strong to the upside. But the daily looks good with this little dissension before the earnings play. We can see this, it does have a tendency to bump up. This one went from 8 all the way to 14, came down, consolidated, and now is visiting this 962-ish level again. And so I'm wondering, can it get another pop? Man, I might play the thing small coming into earnings on the 30th. Just not to miss out on the whole thing. You know, I don't want to get, you know, my shoes taken or anything, but just to give it a play. Just to see. BuzzFeed showing more downwards movement under that ATR towards the $4. And we got about 2 minutes left for BNED to open up. Wow. Broke down that $4 through a wick all the way down here to the 369. Now, at this point, will we see more volume traded under the point of control? That's a good indication that this thing, somebody wants it down if we see that. But right now, I'm not really seeing it. It kind of bounced off the point of control and still getting traded a little bit up here. But still, very, very bearish action on that pull down. And another thing is, this isn't really a trend or anything that can be followed. This is just consolidation here. So, you know, all right, we're at 854. BNED opening up at 855.05. Less than a minute. SPWR did come up to the best case scenario, that 311. Now we expect for this ATR to slam it back under 311 in the next couple of minutes. MGOL going on down. Okay, let's get ready for BNED to open up. BNED, 10, 15 seconds. Right at that ATR. Will it crash all of the ATRs here? The daily, the 1 hour, 4 hour, all of that. Let's see. That was 5 minutes. Yep, cracked all of them. All of them. Now the question is, can it pull back above this ATR to save itself? To continue going bullish? Woo! That's a little bit of diving. Back under the dollar there. Wow. Okay. Okay, coming back up there, trying to hold up this level of the 106. But this candle has not closed yet. Hitting that daily ATR up here, will that become resistance? 108. A little bit. Should have just broke straight back through it if it wasn't going to be resistance. All right, down here on BuzzFeed, we're still in consolidation. BNED, SYTA, SPWR should be coming down to this 311 soon, or back past the 310 to the downside. BE pulling back now. Invax as well. Shopify, big pullbacks. What's the SPY doing right now? SPY's been kind of sitting sideways. I kind of like the SPY to sit sideways. It's a little bit easier to trade small caps. People come in and kind of focus on small caps because the SPY is just unpredictable. Okay. So we're holding above the ATR high there, but this candle hasn't closed yet. It's got to close a candle above this level. Okay, BuzzFeed going to the bottom of the ocean. Very low probability that it comes back up to these ATR highs. So canceling out BuzzFeed. I'll throw BE on the watch. I'll throw MVAX still up. Everything else is kind of falling under 5%. So MVAX and BE are still looking aggressive on the day. ATR is $1.44 on MVAX. ATR is right at $1 on BE. PDD and all of these are just not as exciting, I guess you could say. But I also don't know if any of these had catalysts, and I'm not going to go and look because I'm probably not going to be trading them, so I don't want to waste time like that. But yeah, interesting, looking good. And CGC still struggling. So BNED looking like it's going to be the one on the day that's going to holding up the ATR. It's the only one that made it. All the others died. ATR high needs to hold. So at this point, I'd be like, okay, what's my worst case scenario? Worst case scenario is if I get in and it goes down here to the 109. Goes down to the 109, I got to be out. Right? But at this point, looking like it wants to push to the 130s. Very, very bullish motion. About to close this candle in about 2 minutes, but this candle has not closed yet. So the worst case scenario is about a 20-cent risk until this thing closes. Oops. Nothing there, nothing there. All right, so this thing is getting back down to the 310s. Did the best case scenario, gave a little bit of chance. People kind of hoping that it will go back up, but making its way back to the 310s. There's the push out 129 into a halt. Oh, now false halt. Thought it halted. All right, new candle just opened. And will it be able to hold up this 118? Worst case scenario right now is the 108 breakdown. It's at the top of the value level high here. Majority of the trading was done around this 105 level, but still pushing out. Okay. So like I said, above the ATR high, bullish, trust it until you can't. Use it as a worst case scenario. If it fails, you just get out. And you don't have to get tortured in here in the consolidation when you don't know it's consolidation. Okay, is it actually halting now? Yes, it's actually halting up. All right, cool. So that is my stream for today. We saw BNED become and that's a false halt. Anyway, I got to end this. Got to get to some work. I'll definitely be coming back or keeping my eye on the market. The 28th is 6 days away, where the T1 rule is supposed to go in effect, where your, the cash should be coming back almost every day, pretty much. You can use what you actually have in your account, and that'll be on next Tuesday. We'll see how that goes, right? But I don't think it'll change much for me because I'm looking for this specific play every single day. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't, but I'm looking for a specific ATR so that I can get the money that I want to get paid. Anyway, if you're going to continue trading today, definitely keep your head on a swivel. Enjoy the rest of your hump day. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on my swings and things like that, and we'll keep it moving. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.